Well, welcome. We are Minnesota Sports North podcast, episode 1. This will be a weekly podcast where we talk everything Minnesota sports. My name is Caleb Stiles.
Michael Johnson.
And this is Eric Bells.
Yeah, so this will be fun. A fun new experience for the three of us. It'll come out Monday mornings, most likely every week. Let's just get into some sports. The Wolves have had quite the sucky season. So
Horrible.
Rough.
I mean, way worse than I think any of us were expecting. So
What the heck happened to trust the Rosas?
Trust the Rosas.
Process.
The Prosas.
Yeah, that train is kind of derailed.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't been able to see a full team really yet, which has kind of sucked. We're over a year now away from the D'Lo Wiggins trade. We haven't really seen Cat and D'Lo play together.
It's been a total. I think I heard from Dane Moore's podcast that it's been a total of 5 games.
Yeah, in a year, and part of that is because of COVID, but also
We only won a few more than that too.
it's true. So, I mean, we have the trade deadline. What, 2 weeks? About 2 weeks away.
Yep.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Are we buying or selling at the trade? I mean, I feel like it's so hard because with a fully healthy team, I don't know if this team is a playoff team, but it's a lot closer to a playoff team than what we are right now.
Yeah.
So by buying at the trade deadline, could we get the pieces to get us into that 7 or 8 seed? I mean, obviously not this season. Obviously, that's way past now. That's not going to happen.
We're like 8-29 or something, right?
Right. We're like I heard we're like 11 and a half games out of the 8 seed.
It's not going to happen. You know what? And it's I don't know. I just, as a Timberwolves fan, that's watched a lot of games, as I'm sure you guys have had, whenever you have time,
Yep.
you have seen these, this season so far has just been full of the worst possible losses. Everything was dysfunctional, especially with Ryan Saunders, before he was let go. It was like, what the hell is even going? What plays are being run? Everybody looks so confused,
Right.
It's understandable if it's a rebuilding year, kind of, but if it be a rebuilding year, you want to have a path of what are we building towards, and is this really how we're going to build to something that can eventually be a playoff team?
It really feels like this year there's no end goal. It doesn't feel like we're going towards anything. I feel like before the season started, we had this core of we had Cat, we had D'Lo, we have Beasley, which we still have those guys, and we hoped that Rubio would have more of an impact than he has had, and we hope that Ant would. I mean, and Ant's been good. Anthony Edwards. I mean, I really like how he plays and what he contributes to the team. Obviously, some nights his shooting he goes 1 for 14. Some nights he puts up 25 points a game, but at the beginning of the season, I feel like we had this goal where we knew kind of what this team could do. But now I feel like we're just we hit a plane and we're just coasting. It doesn't feel like we're going anywhere up or down really.
My least favorite words in being a Minnesota sports fan is it's a rebuilding year. We've been saying that. We've been saying that forever with all Minnesota sports teams.
2008.
1991 was our last glory with the Twins there. And it's just a rebuilding year, guys. Brush it off. This year feels like we're going nowhere. next year feels like we're not going to be in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
It just feels like, I don't know, even if we are rebuilding, we're putting the pieces together. I don't see us with the players we have now, like ever making a playoff run.
I don't think I don't know. I don't think that D'Lo is like a good second player on a good team. I think that he could be like a good third player, you know. I just don't think that he has what it takes to be the second in command on a good team.
No, and that's why, and it's because he can't play defense, you know. And oh my God, you go up and down the roster and say, yeah, but people blow by them. Like it's not like not the one, but a huge red flag about Anthony Edwards, even though he's a rookie, is that literally he's like the worst on defense. Like I think at points during the season he was the worst player on defense, and it's because he just lets people like go right by him. It's arms down, but lately it's been getting better, and I think it's just because he's a rookie and he's getting used to things, and if he can put in a little bit of defensive anything into his game, then he can be dunking on like somebody down on one end, race down, and really be able to become at least a decent two-way player, which I think is what the Wolves really, really need, especially because Cat has never been great on defense.
Right. And I was gonna say too. So I said that D'Lo, I don't think is a good is the right second player for a good team. I don't know if Cat is the right number one on a good team either, honestly. I think that, obviously Cat has insane offensive ability. I mean, he's, I think, probably the best offensive big man in the league. And, he can shoot the ball better than pretty much any other center in the league. But
maybe
I don't know.
History.
Right. I don't know if he has what it takes to lead a team as a number one player on a good playoff team.
Yeah, and it's hard without seeing the other two best players on the team, Malik Beasley and Russell, with him.
Right.
If they'll help him and he will help them, and then you look like, oh my God, we're dropping 130 every night on people. It's almost like the poor man's Nets, where they can lights out, but everybody's scoring on them.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't feel like Cat has like a winning attitude either. Just like the way that he like upholds himself and like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like he has a winning attitude and like he's a good leader like to be a person you build a team around. He doesn't feel like that guy.
He doesn't seem like he always has that fire,
Yeah.
Like that passion behind it. And I think that he does have that. He's just not like, it's not as obvious as other players.
Not enough to make him like that superstar that when you're down 15, down 20, then they can go make a play and then yam it on someone, or like, what you kind of remember from like Josh Okogie's first season, how he would be the energizer, like out of nowhere, he dunks on someone, or he has a huge, like that step back 3-pointer block on Harden,
Yeah.
Like those plays can change a game, and that type of change a franchise. And I think you're right. Yeah, Cat isn't fully that player.
Right.
He doesn't have the Michael Jordan attitude.
Right.
or even like a little Patrick Beverly or like Marcus Smart.
Yeah, right.
Like a Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. And I think that really good teams need that enforcer.
Yeah. I agree. So it'll be interesting to see what we do, because I think there are.
Baby.
Yeah, like they've said, like we've looked at John Collins, we've looked at Aaron Gordon. Are those players that are gonna bring us over this hump that we can't get over? I don't know, but they're yeah, they're the best options we have. They might be. I don't know. It's tough. So
under 19 wins on the season.
Actually, how many games are left in the season?
There's 35. I think there's
38.
36 games after the break.
I
I
see
think
them.
they're 8-30 right now.
That's ridiculous. I was going to go slightly the over because I think they're really trying to win. And I think that once they get like their lethal shooter Malik back, and then D'Lo can hopefully find some resemblance of a rhythm, they're playing pretty good. Like they lost at Portland last night, but they played good. Yeah, and they play again. They're playing again like
right now. They just
started. Yeah. But we can move on to other topics. How much the Wolves suck all day, but they're actually good, exciting Minnesota sports teams.
I think it's over because I mean that's what, only 11 wins, which might be asking too much, but
I think it's 22.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk some Twins quick. Opening day is 2.5 weeks away.
April 8th, 10,000.
That's home opener. Opening day is a week before that, I believe. So, today the Rocco Baldelli named Kenta Maeda opening day starter, which was not surprising. But it also, I was trying to think, it breaks Jose Barrios' streak of what, 4 straight opening day starts? 3?
Yeah, I think it was, I don't know, 3 or 4. Yeah. I think Maeda definitely deserves it.
I mean, what was he? Wasn't he second or third in Cy Young voting last year? And
yeah, he was way up there. And like, I mean, so far in spring training, he has like no earned runs, like 12 strikeouts in his appearances.
9 innings, 12 strikeouts.
Yeah, 9 innings, 12 strikeouts, no earned runs.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw a quote from him after the game today, and they said, "What's something you want?" What that question was, "What's something you want to accomplish before spring training's over?" And he said, "I want to give up a run or two." Because it's a lot of pressure if he goes into the season without giving up a run.
That's what
he just wants to get it over with.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. So I'm excited for that. Maeda, opening day starter. Who plays left field? Who's our opening day left fielder with Rosario and Cleveland? Who plays left? I would say our options. I would say our options probably Brett Rooker, Alex Kirilloff,
Jake Cave.
Jake could be opening day left fielder. Yeah.
I don't know. I think they'll put Jake Cave there. I don't know if it'll last though. I feel like Brent Rooker will get in there.
I think here's my prediction. I think that Cave is going to start in left field opening day, and then Rooker will be our 4th outfielder off the bench, and then they'll start Kirilloff in the minors. And just because he didn't. The only competitive games he played in last year was the one game he played in the playoffs. Other than that, they were just playing each other at the Saints Stadium in St. Paul because the minor league season was canceled. So he hasn't really, except for 2 at-bats in the playoffs, he hasn't faced really a competitive pitcher in over a year. So I think they'll give him some at-bats in the minors, but I think by the All-Star break, Kirilloff or Rooker will be our starting left fielder.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
Yeah. I think Brett Rooker is he's like our second first baseman, right? We're gonna start Sano at first.
Kirilloff can play first too. But yeah, I think Rooker did play some first base last year.
Yeah, I think it'll be Sano starting at first, but like if he's ever a DH, like if Cruz is out or something, Rooker will be our first baseman probably.
Yeah. And then Rooker went 3 for 3 today in the game, so that's promising too. So he can hit, so that's good. Yeah, but Twin start 2.5 weeks, exciting times. Fans at the stadium, 10,000. I'm so pumped.
Bought my tickets.
Wait.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Predictions for the Twins.
Twins are gonna win the division.
Win the division, all right.
Oh yeah.
Looking really good for them.
I'm super excited about the pitching this year.
I am too.
Like we got Maeda, Barrios, Pineda, J.A. Happ, Randy
Well,
Dobnak.
We
Like,
also got Shoemaker, who's looked decent too.
yeah, Shoemaker. Like we have a really solid pitching lineup this year.
Which we did last year too.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
and this year it feels better.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you think it compares to last year?
I think that so we'll have Pineda for a full year, which will be great. So it'll be Maeda, Barrios, Pineda. I think that we improved the bottom of our rotation from last year. Adding J Happ and adding Shoemaker if they are our fourth and fifth starter, I think that's an improvement over over Dobnak, yes. But we did have Odorizzi, and I think that's a big loss for us, is losing Odo.
Yeah. I think overall we made some good pickups.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I think
So
we made our bullpen
they
better
proved
this year too. So
Yeah. Definitely I think we can go deeper now than we did last.
By deeper, do you mean win a playoff game?
No, like deeper in the bullpen.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hold on.
And win a playoff game, I hope.
Like the longest Minnesota sports
18
team.
games.
Right.
We have the longest pro sport playoff losing streak.
Yeah,
We've lost 18 straight, haven't won since 2004.
Playoffs have been the worst.
So I think the goal is just to get that one playoff win. I think if we can get a playoff win, we can make that we can make that into a streak. And I think that if we can get over this hump of winning one playoff game, we can make a run in the postseason.
I just knocked on wood, like all.
No, I also think Josh Donaldson's coming in like with a lot of fire.
You see that here?
Yeah, he bleached it blonde.
Yeah, like got like a bleached mohawk.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, he's coming in with a lot of fire. Like after like injuries and like he wasn't great last year, and it was mostly due to injuries. But
right, he wasn't able to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, like not having him at third base is why we didn't win a playoff game.
Yeah, I agree. I think that a healthy Donaldson would be huge. Also, a healthy Buxton. If Buxton can play a full season, I think he could be a playoff or an MVP contender.
Really?
He has, in his one full season, he got MVP votes. So I think that if he can consistently play a full season, he can be a perennial MVP contender. He's that good.
I think his hitting has improved a lot too.
Yeah.
Like he's bulked up. Like every single year he's gotten better at.
Which also that muscle that he's bulked up is also good for running into walls because that'll protect him a little bit more too.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, he needs to be healthy.
I think that
something just happened to him.
What? Oh yeah, he cracked a tooth and had to get a root canal eating steak.
Yeah.
I think that my opinion is that he is the single most important twin. I think that he has the biggest impact when we don't have him. With him in the lineup, he has the biggest impact of any other player on our team. Mostly just because of his defense, because he can take away so many hits and so many runs with his arm, his speed, and then with his bat. I mean,
yeah, definitely defensively, he's the most important twin we have.
Yeah, agreed.
Offensively, I would say Nelson Cruz.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
I'm so glad. Still do it. He's getting old.
Yeah.
How old is he? 40?
I think he's 41.
Yeah.
41.
It's like Tom Brady. He'll sign another 4 years here soon.
Yeah.
Tom Brady will never retire. He'll be like 90 years old in his wheelchair, like dishing out.
Yeah, and then Drew Brees retired today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they signed Taysom Hill to an extension.
A massive one too,
Yeah.
right?
4
Like
years.
4 years, like what? Is it
I don't
100?
remember numbers.
I'll look it up.
Mhm.
That's. I think Taysom Hill is way overrated. I think
I
that.
agree. Do you think that he's their week 1 starter?
Wait, did they keep Teddy Bridgewater? He's still on the Saints, right?
No, he started for the Panthers last year.
Oh wait, yeah. My bad. I was thinking of who was I thinking of?
Jameis Winston.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, Winston.
I think he's a free agent. Or a restricted free agent, maybe.
I don't know, but yeah, it's 4 years, 140 million.
That's insane.
I think the Saints know they can't start him at quarterback.
That's only $20 million less than Dak's deal.
But wait, Dak Steele's like almost all
Okay,
guaranteed.
well, no, it's like $25 million less.
Yeah,
Wasn't his like 160 something for 4 years?
I don't know, but a lot of it is guaranteed.
Right.
So
Yeah.
nothing to worry about, which is nice. I think he's really good. Dak's a good.
I agree. Taysom Hill is way overrated.
Can't wait to see.
What do you think about the White Sox?
Well, I was way wrong on them last year. I think that they're still overrated, but they're good. And I think that it'll be, they have better odds to win the championship than we do at the moment. And better odds to win the division, which I don't think that's correct. I think that we're still the better overall team. I mean, we're back-to-back AL Central champs. I think that our up and down, our lineup is a better lineup than theirs. They have a better ace. I think that Giolito is a better pitcher than Maeda. But I still think that we win the division. And I think that they could pass us up in a year or two as a better team. But as of right now, the Twins are still the better team, and the White Sox are way overhyped.
The White Sox are like 2-8 in spring training.
Yeah. I don't really.
The Royals are like 10-2.
Right. I was gonna say I don't think we should judge on spring training.
No, not at all. According to spring training, the Royals are the best in the division, and
I think they have the best record in the league right now in spring training.
they do the best in baseball.
Yeah. Which I do think that the Royals are going to be a better team. They made a lot of moves this offseason, which made them a better team. So
yeah, they'll be battling for third place instead of last place in the division now, I think.
The Indians are going to take a huge drop off.
Yep.
And the Tigers still suck. So.
Yep. Goal Twins.
Skull Twin.
All right. Well, March Madness bracket came out today. Let's talk that quick. Micah, your Buckeyes took a rough loss today.
Man, that was rough watching those last few minutes.
It was a good game.
Huh?
It was a good game.
It was a super good game, but it wasn't overtime. It was just it was overtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, see, I was telling you they'd be a 1 or 2 seed if they won, and if they would have won, they would have got that 1 seed.
Yeah, they would have.
Illinois got it.
I know. Are you surprised that the Big Ten has 2 number 1 seeds?
They also have 2 number 2 seeds.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not surprised. The Big Ten, when you've been looking at the poll every single week, it's been like 5 Big Ten teams and then other teams scattered throughout.
That's true.
And so I'm not surprised at all that there's 2 Big Ten teams.
Yeah. Are you surprised that it's Michigan? I mean, Michigan has been in the top 5 for most of the year.
I'm not surprised. They've played really well all year. They've only had like 3 losses, right. And one of them was in the Big Ten tournament.
And one of them was to the Gophers?
And it was a close game. And one of them was the Gophers.
Scotty Ma row the boat. Go Gophers.
Yeah. I mean, the Gophers beat Ohio State 2 times this year and almost a third time.
Right. And we're not in the tournament because we can't beat teams like, I don't know, Nebraska.
They were so good at the beginning of the year too.
Yeah. We were ranked at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gophers were once they got into the rankings when they beat Ohio State, when Ohio State was ranked like 6 or something.
Yeah, because
And then they were out immediately.
we beat Ohio State twice. We beat Michigan. We beat Iowa. So
Yeah, they beat insane talent and insane teams, like number 1 and number 2 seeds in the bracket.
but then we lost to like Maryland and Rutgers.
Yeah, they could not win games to the easy teams.
We couldn't.
So,
We also couldn't win games on the road. That first part of the season, we were undefeated at home, and we didn't have a win on the road for like the first 2 months of the year. And a lot of those wins that we had were at home against tough teams. So,
but yeah, I'm not surprised at Michigan being a 1 seed. They only have like those 3 losses, and only one of them was like a bad loss. And I mean, with Ohio State, they have 9 losses, and they're all to Big Ten teams.
yeah.
2 to Minnesota, 2 to Illinois, 2 to Purdue, 1 to 1 to Michigan. Like, they just lost all of their Big Ten games, it felt like, towards the end. They went on a 5-game losing streak going into the Big Ten tournament.
And they're still number 2 seed.
I was still surprised that they were a number 2 seed. But I think it's the right place for them. And now they get to play Oral Roberts for the first round. That's a big win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is your biggest, or who do you think your Final Four is? Who are you picking?
Oh my gosh, I gotta pull up my bracket here.
Gonzaga got to be in there, right?
Yeah, I have to go Gonzaga. Got to rep Minnesota, Jalen Suggs.
I know Jalen Suggs. We got Corey Kispert
Yeah.
dropping the threes. They look really good. I think
that Alabama can make a run.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah,
I don't think Alabama's gonna do well.
You don't think so?
No, they beat LSU by 1. LSU's not a basketball school. I mean, they have like the 8 seed or something this year, 9 seed.
It's 8.
But they, I don't know. Alabama, maybe they'll get the first win. I don't see them making a run. I haven't looked at the bracket in depth enough.
Yeah.
I obviously think Gonzaga will probably make a run. I don't think Michigan will go too deep. Maybe like Sweet 16. But
who I think also could make a run is Oklahoma State. I mean, they're 4 seed. But Cade Cunningham, baby.
All the way.
Future Wolf.
Future Wolf, man. We have, a 40.1% chance.
Right.
Just keeping our pick. That's going to be a heartbreaker.
Can we all just think about how great it is that Duke and Kentucky are not in this bracket?
First time since 76?
I love that.
Your team has been in there?
Yeah. Kentucky went from nearly perfect undefeated season. Like, how long ago was that? Like 6 years ago, 5 years ago?
Cat was with him, wasn't it?
That was when Cat was with him. So, they went from there to not being in the bracket anymore.
Yeah. College basketball can change so much, especially when you're Kentucky and everyone is one and done. So.
Yeah, with Ohio State, they were always like a 1 seed, and then they dropped off and started to barely make the bracket, and then didn't make the bracket 1 year, and now they're back up again. It just fluctuates so much in college basketball.
It does. That's what's great about it.
Mm-hmm. I think Iowa.
Fun.
Yeah.
I think Iowa could make a run.
Yeah, Luke Garza is really good.
Yeah.
Is he? What year is he's a senior? I haven't really heard much buzz about him making the NBA. I mean, that's strange because he's such a good college player.
I mean,
He-
it's Iowa. No
he
one's
just
going to talk about Iowa.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Eric?
I was going to say he's just not very mobile. He reminds me of like Enes Kanter. I feel like he can rebound really well, but just they're move so slow. I think the way that the bigs in the NBA, at least the dominant ones, are changing.
Right.
You know,
They're so
there are just too many. Like even like backup centers. Like look at Naz Reid, who is kind of like Walmart cat. You know? He's just like the poor man's cat, but he's really good, and he's much more mobile than Luke Garza. I mean, granted, he's been in the NBA, but if you look into it, it's like people who aren't mobile in the NBA don't last a whole long time.
That's
you know,
very true. That's very true. Yeah,
but still a good player.
he is, and they already said that Iowa's going to retire his number. So.
Yeah, I think that after Norfolk State wins their play-in game, they're gonna make a big run.
Oh yeah, is that just Cinderella team?
Beat Gonzaga the first round.
Who was that 2 years ago? Who beat? Who'd they beat? Oh, it was Virginia 3 years ago. Who beat Virginia?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
16 team. See?
Oh my gosh, it was
Loyola.
No.
Wasn't it? I'm totally blanking on it. I feel like I remember like maybe I'm thinking about the wrong year, but they had that one old lady at all of their teams.
UMBC.
Yes.
Oh yes. Yes. Hey, but then they went on to win the national championship the next year. So cool. Well, we will games start. Well, the first 4, it's different this year. So I looked it up. I looked up the schedule. The first 4 games aren't until Thursday. And then the first round starts Friday. So usually the first round has been Thursday, Friday. But this year the first round is Friday, Saturday. And then second round is Sunday, Monday. So a little different, a little weird. Weird schedule. First game. What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so games start this weekend. We'll have to break down the games next Sunday, next week.
In-depth analysis, play-by-play.
All the upsets, all the big upsets.
Tweet it.
Well, let's finish this.
No upsets.
No upsets.
No upsets.
Let's finish this with this segment we're gonna do. Are we calling it Minnesota Woes like we talked about?
Minnesota Woes, I think so.
Cool. So this will be something we do weekly. We'll take turns picking something. I picked this week I just recently remembered that this happened, and it's very embarrassing. But we're going to talk about how the Vikings missed drafting their pick in 2003. I don't know. I just kind of like researched it more tonight, and it's just sadder and funnier the more you learn about it. So in 2003, we had the 7th overall pick. You had 15 minutes to you were on the clock for 15 minutes to put in your pick. We did not get our pick in time. So Jacksonville, who had the 8th pick right behind us, I learned that once you miss your pick, you can pick like any time after that. But teams can pick before you then, so they just keeps going in order. So Jacksonville had the 8th pick right behind us, jumped in right away and picked Byron Leftwich, who had a pretty decent career. Now he's the offensive coordinator for the Bucks, Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. And then we had the 9th pick was Carolina. They jumped in right away after Jacksonville and picked up offensive tackle Jordan Gross, who I've never heard of. And finally, we got our crap together and picked with the 9th pick Kevin Williams, defensive tackle, which honestly worked out.
Hey, that worked out a lot better.
And even though we didn't pick 7th like we were supposed to and missed our pick, we picked a good player still. He is in our ring of honor, I believe. Great defensive tackle for many years with us. The Williams wall, him and Pat. They were
Talking on.
some massive dudes. So, a quote from head coach Mike Tice at the time. He goes, "I'm pissed. There's honestly no other way to put it." This is what happened. We were talking with the Ravens, the Patriots, and if I remember right, it was Jacksonville to make a trade in those 15 minutes. And we finally decided to make a trade with the Ravens. The Ravens had the 10th pick, so they were going to jump 3 spots. They wanted Leftwich really bad. So he was like the prize quarterback of that draft. So they wanted to jump up 3 spots to draft Leftwich. The Vikings were going to get pick 10, so they were going to fall back 3 picks. And then they were also going to get a 4th and a 6th round pick. And so the Vikings, so they called in. They called in the trade. The Vikings insisted that they turned in their card with 32 seconds left of their timed 15 minutes. But the league didn't. They didn't get Baltimore's verification for the trade, so they only heard from one side. So the trade didn't go through, but the Vikings have it. And then after, the Ravens acknowledged that the trade was agreed upon, but obviously didn't go through. I think that this is hilarious. I mean, what could go worse? How do you do that? How does that happen for a pro sports team? I don't understand.
That's horrible. But getting Kevin Williams out of it, I mean, he held up that defensive line, second best defensive line the Vikings have had in history.
Yeah.
So I think it was overall a win.
Yeah,
Just
during the end of his time with the Vikings, wasn't he on the same line with Jared Allen?
Yeah, it was Jared Allen, Pat Williams, Kevin Williams, and Ray Edwards.
Yeah, that's right.
That's really good.
Still embarrassing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, the Wolves just finished first quarter. We're up after the first, 24-20.
Mm-hmm.
So,
only up
love
from
that.
here.
What's that, Micah?
Only up from here.
Yeah, that's right. Nowhere. Awesome. Well, this was rough. This was a fun first show. We'll be back next week. Any parting words?
Thanks for joining Minnesota Sports North.
All right. What are you saying?
Yeah, make sure to look out for our Twitter page for North. We're going to try to get more active on social media and get that boosting. But if there are any changes for the show, schedule-wise or upload-wise or anything, that'll be communicated over social media and especially Twitter. So make sure to look out for that. I think it's at MN Sports North, I think.
Right? There's a 1.
Yeah.
Sports 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to remember the 1.
Gotta remember the 1. You know, it's because
we have some sick logos. Thanks for that, Savannah Linkert. Some great logos. So
merch coming soon.
What's that?
Merch coming soon.
Yeah, right. We'll get some polos out there, some good quarter zips, some hoodies.
Yeah, we're gonna be putting out the best sports content in Minnesota. So
sweet.
With us on this first podcast.
Yeah.
We won't forget you on our last.
Right.
I promise you that.
All right. Well,
you Dale Styles.
Have a good week, everyone. We'll talk to you next week.